me give you some other reasons why she didn't report it. She didn't report it because the last time she was the subject of something similar, she was subject to questioning like she was the prime suspect. She didn't know. She had no clue that harassment was punishable by finger pointing. She said they held enough fingers in her face to outfit a million hands. She learned that her shorts would be called to the stand as a cotton material witness to testify against her, that her legs were out after midnight. She learned that in the land of the free, harassment was punishment for having the nerve to choose your own wardrobe. She learned that she could be convicted of having an enticing figure. Now go figure. Assaulters are people just like you. We don't deserve to be tempted. In case you hadn't sniffed it, I'm sexual harassment assault. And if you don't learn to control me, I'll continue to be the oasis of hate surrounding your rings. I'm the new age form of fratricide.
Paula needs a parachute. So, Salesforce Customer 360 unites your marketing, sales, commerce, service, and IT teams around her so they can deliver a great experience from anywhere.
Byron, obviously some of this is related to the macro, maybe some calendar issues, but have you been struck by the action the last day and a half?
Well, great to be back, and I would pull it out even a layer above that. I've been struck by the action the last 60 days. There's certainly been some specific outliers with some bad news, C3 AI, Agora with the Chinese intervention in EdTech, et cetera. But across the basket, the cloud industry and software holistically has just been hammered. It's down almost 30% now in the last 60 days. And you can look at this as a mix of fear and taxes and a number of drivers that's been quite dramatic.
Marginally prepared. That's
what makes you
on the
so
market. The risk of how much, or the win, or the be realistic about phone calls.
Well, fundamentally, these businesses remain the drivers of the new economy, and we have to remember that all of those trends that people were excited about a year ago in the 2020 market, when this basket returned almost 100%. Those remain today. The digital transformation, the AI, ML, imperative,
wait a minute here. What are you doing, Fortitude?
Especially with the Omicron resurgence.
Then the ones where he's actually the board beating doing it, and the timeline's different. It's just a little bit out.
And so when you look at this market now down 30%, throughout last year, I was on the show many times talking about the high quality of these names, but admittedly the high prices, and saying that they've been forward priced by about a year. Well, we've now rolled forward in that year, and we've taken a 30% after Christmas sale discount. And so you now have these businesses trading at mid-teens multiples, which I absolutely am for the first time in many appearances on this show can say the basket feels like a buying opportunity today.
Partners are dipping into the pot, maybe, about where is it going for its mass
I'm looking at Shopify, which is down more than 8% today, and I'm looking at Zoom, which I think is down more than 6% today. Zoom is back to levels where it was right around the time when the pandemic was just getting started. Shopify is still up for the past 12 months, I believe, but both have these interesting stories that have room to build on. But I think there's a question of exactly how they're going to expand their influence.
If in the market, on that system, who's in the bandwidth, really? There might be somebody catching some fuzz on it, but they get extra time or
so you've got
something
the
on it
premium
because,
names, the
the
Datadogs
lower
and
you are,
Snowflake still trading deep into the double digits for multiples. But again, a company like Snowflake has been growing at triple-digit rates now for over 13 consecutive quarters. And so with their leadership team and growth rates, you certainly can see a premium there is deserved. But the names you mentioned, you look like a Zoom, you look at DocuSign,
well, the game was to let off ordinance before the landslide.
These are companies trading at
sell buttons
7
there,
to 15
maybe
times
pay attention, maybe not pay
levels that they
attention.
haven't been at in many months.
Working with the team and the CEO board to like moving it around, share option, buy them up somewhere, watch them go through radiant,
like premium
burn them off,
names
eat light and sound,
that are
steam
driving
engine.
this digital transformation. that are now at extremely reasonable prices, both by historical levels and when you overlay their growth rates. These businesses that are growing at 30, 40, 50%, many of them like Adobe generating 40% free cash flow,
like
and others
square wave or sinusoidal. You would expect Mac trigonometry and squares,
and at these
ball,
multiples,
squared, circle
I feel like the market has oversold, and we've gone to this fear mode, and
edges,
greed at
the
some point here
globular,
will settle back in.
Rocket or asteroids aren't alive,
right, but
Byron,
they can act that way with
had
to do with the macro environment that this group is facing in the upcoming year, right? They're facing a backdrop of Fed tightening. So what is it? What's the catalyst that's actually going to create another re-rating of these stocks?
Yeah, there's a backdrop of chaos across the whole market, certainly. You could add the Build Back Better pause, the CPI print, which led to this Fed pivot. There's a lot of uncertainty around
industry with a dozer, a loader,
I would argue
and
that most
a
of
few
those are
other
neutral
things,
deposits, including Omicron for the sector. And so the one that
kind of
stands
based on
out
those
is the Fed
calculators.
movements in reaction to the CPI and this
Astrology
inflation
Center.
reaction that has sent people to the fear mode, which has them chasing FANG stocks and higher earning and free cash flow stocks. However, when you look at this basket and software specifically, it's inherently deflationary. They are the drivers of this shift. Those trends are going to remain, and in fact, many that are selling into enterprise markets have a multi-year horizon in their buying universe that's going to roll through 2022, 2023 beyond. And so I don't see a slowdown in those overall trends. I see a pricing situation where people felt that they may have been running hot last year, but this reaction seems oversold and way overbaked.